The highly anticipated boxing match between Mike Tyson and YouTuber Jake Paul has turned the boxing world on its head and has even got some of the biggest names talking. If that doesn't tell you anything about the power that Jake Paul holds, I don't know what will. But as much as power, Paul also has the skills to defeat the former boxing world champion. This is what Anthony Joshua believes. The British heavyweight was recently asked about the fight and he said, "Mike Tyson is older now. I pray that he comes out healthy. I think Jake Paul wins because of youth, and that's the only thing." Another British heavyweight who actually fought Mike Tyson thinks otherwise. I'm talking about the legendary Lennox Lewis, who posted a UFC video game simulation of a fight between Tyson and Paul, which ended in Tyson's favor. Lennox wrote, and I quote, "So I hear Mike Tyson will be fighting Jake Paul. Not quite sure how that would go, but it could be something like this." Boxing coach Teddy Atlas also thinks Jake Paul is in for a rude awakening if he thinks Tyson will be an easy fight. If anything, our Mike is a seriously tough fight for the YouTuber turned boxer. One mistake, and it'll be nighty-night.
I think this is a very dangerous fight for Paul.
Interesting.
I think he might be making a mistake.
The world's boxer Steve Ward, who competed until 64 years old, thinks Tyson is still young enough to knock out Paul inside the ring, but there's a catch. Here's what Ward said, and I quote, "Personally, I think that Mike Tyson could go straight out there and knock him out within a minute. Just cream him all together. But are they going to allow that? Or is there something nasty going off in the background that says, 'You don't knock him out, Mike'? Well, it's all to be seen." While others are pretty excited about the fight, Oscar de la Hoya isn't.
This is what I feel. Jake Paul, you say you want to be a world champion. You say you want to take this sport serious. Then take it serious. What is this? This is not a popularity contest. I'm actually praising Jake Paul here to take this serious because I really truly feel if he fights the right fights and takes the right path to that world title, he can actually get there. I'm not sure because it's up to him if he can win it, but he can get there. But he's not going to get there.
Now, just for clarity, Paul actually wants to be a boxing world champion one day and fight Canelo Alvarez. But the Mexican believes they are not even in the same galaxy as far as boxing stature is concerned.
Paul getting in there versus Mike Tyson. Does it interest you, and how do you see that fight going down in July?
Not at all. Not at all.
Not really, not even interested.
No. Not.
Do you think it's good for boxing, not good for boxing? No. A lot of people think that Netflix is good for boxing.
I think Netflix is good for boxing, but at that special fight, I think Netflix is doing something wrong there. I think Netflix being involved, yes, is good, but no in that kind of fights. I think it's more show than a fight.
And he wins his last fight, and he of course calls you out, and then 2 days later he's fighting a near 60-year-old Mike Tyson.
Yeah, at this point I'm not interested in.
Jake Paul's former foe, Tommy Fury, doesn't like the fight either.
I mean, I don't know. Yeah, he's probably the biggest name in boxing, you know, that there was. But the man's also 60. You know, I don't know what kind of conditioning. I know he looks great, but you know, you never really know. And you know, a 26-year-old against a 60-year-old, it's.
Now, not just boxing legends and stars, but NBA superstars are also keeping a close eye on the fight. For instance, Paul George says he'll watch the fight and he's backing Tyson to get the job done.
I'm going against Iron Mike. I'm not going against Mike Tyson.
I'm not neither.
Mike Tyson is one of those guys that you see his name, I'm voting Mike Tyson. I'm going for Mike Tyson.
You better have.
MMA fighters are also excited about the fight, and why wouldn't they be? I mean, they've been collecting quite a few meaty checks because of Paul. One guy that recently did that was Nate Diaz, and despite losing to Paul, the Stockton native is picking Tyson to win.
Your take, man. Jake Paul, Mike Tyson, who you got?
No, Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson all day, you're the man.
Conor McGregor thinks the fight is just weird, but he hopes that Paul gets served a humble pie by Mike Tyson.
That Tyson fight is just a strange one to me. I hope Tyson takes his nose off.
Dana White isn't a fan of the fight either. He said that he loves Mike Tyson, but he doesn't see him winning against a guy who's 31 years younger than him.
He gets mad when I do this, but Mike's 60, man. I don't know. What do you guys think about it? Who gives a shit what I think? It's not my fight. I love Mike Tyson, personally as a friend, and he's one of my favorite athletes of all time. I don't know. Let's see what he can go in there and put together a training camp and come in and I don't like to see guys fighting it. Be a 31-year age difference during that fight. Just you guys know what I think of that stuff.
Unlike McGregor and Dana, former UFC welterweight champion Tyron Woodley doesn't think the fight is weird because he has himself fought Paul twice. However, he wholeheartedly believes that Tyson will send Paul to the shadow realm. Quote, "I've been in the ring twice with Jake, and I don't want to get in the ring once with fucking Mike. Age is not a factor, that's a wash. Experience level is obviously going to go to Mike Tyson. If Jake Paul beats Mike, I don't give a fuck if he's 70. You're gonna have to put at least an ounce of respect on his name." Mike Tyson right now, off muscle memory alone, could step on the wrong eggshell and let off a combination that could kill most people. Last but not the least, UFC legend Matt Brown didn't mince words when talking about the fight. He says it's garbage, and I quote, "Jake, obviously, he's doing that because he wants to be in that position where everybody wants to see him get knocked out, and that's why they're going to watch. He wants to be the heel, but he's a 60-year-old man, and so he's probably going to be able to pull it out." That's an obvious storyline. We know the plot here. We know the narrative. It's not Tyron Woodley where we're like, if Jake's a decent boxer, he'll probably win, but it's a fucking great athlete he's going against that never boxed. This is just fucking garbage. This is just straight fucking garbage. So, this is how legendary fighters think the upcoming battle between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul will play out. Who do you guys see winning? Let us know your thoughts in the comments down below. If you liked the video, please subscribe to our channel and turn on those notifications. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.